So in this lecture, we are going to discuss choked flow. So for this, we will consider a nozzle with an arrangement such that the outlet can be controlled by using a valve. This valve can be moved to change the mass flow rate as well as the pressure at the exit. So when this valve is fully closed, this pressure at inlet will be equal to the pressure at outlet, and hence a condition will be no flow condition. That means this pressure will be equal to this pressure. As the valve is closed, no mass flow rate will flow out of the nozzle. This is represented by point this one on the mass flow rate versus pressure ratio diagram. So it is this point where no mass flow rate will be there. So this is the zero mass flow rate line. Fine. Now when we'll try to decrease the pressure at exit, that means as compared to the inlet pressure, when the outlet pressure will be lower, some mass flow rate will begin coming out from the nozzle. So let us take some point A, in which this pressure ratio P back yani ki P exit upon P1 is less than 1. So it is less than 1, that means PB is less than P1. Some mass flow rate will be seen at the outlet of the nozzle. So this is the mass flow rate. So some mass flow rate is seen from the nozzle. But when this pressure is increased till a value which is equal to the critical pressure ratio, the mass flow rate obtained at the exit will be the maximum possible mass flow rate, and the further reduction of the back pressure, that means when PB upon P1 will be reduced further, there will be no change in the mass flow rate and it will become constant. So this condition at point C of the nozzle is known as choked condition, or the nozzle is said to be choked, and the type of flow in this condition is known as choked flow. So this is about the choked flow. Now obviously the nozzle will operate in the maximum mass flow conditions in the choked flow. When the pressure ratio will be reduced below this point C, there will be the same mass flow rate flowing out through the nozzle, and the exit pressure will also remain same. However, exit from this point to this point, the steam will flow violently down to the reduced back pressure, which is at the certain point. So this is all about the choked flow. Now we are moving on to off design operation of nozzle. A nozzle which is operating at critical pressure ratio and which delivers the maximum possible mass flow rate is said to be operating under design. So that means the nozzle operating at this point is said to be operating in design. Fine. So what is off design operation? This is design operation. At point C, if the nozzle is operating, it is giving maximum mass flow rate and it is also working at the critical pressure ratio, then it will be the design nozzle. But off design is the one which is not operating in this condition. Either it is in this one or it is in this one, and this can be categorized into two types. So a nozzle which is not operating under the design conditions is said to be operating off design. And this is again of two types. Two types may be the nozzle which is under expanding or nozzle which is over expanding. Thus over expanding or under expanding will depend on the back pressure in the nozzle. If the back pressure in the nozzle is less than the designed value of pressure at the exit, that means the critical pressure, then it is said to be under expanding. That means this condition, PC is greater than PB. That means back pressure is less than the critical pressure. The nozzle will be known as under expanding nozzle. And if the back pressure is higher than the critical pressure, then it will be over expanding nozzle, but the pressure PB should be greater than P1. Of course, in case of PB is equal to P1, it will be no flow condition, which is this one. Then if the pressure is greater than P1 but it is less than PC, it will be over expanding nozzle. And in case of the pressure PC equal to PC, back pressure equal to PC, it will be choked flow condition that we have already seen. And if this PB is less than PC or PC is greater than PB, then it will be under expanding nozzle. So this is about the over expanding or under expanding nozzles, and this is covered under the off design operation of the nozzle. So the very important topic which is left in the nozzles is supersaturated or metastable flow through the nozzle. So what is supersaturated flow or metastable flow? What happens is a steam which is undergoing expansion in a nozzle, if its condition is superheated or saturated before the expansion, then the process can be drawn as this one, 1 to 2 dash. But what happens during this flow is this process 1 to 2 has to undergo two things. It has to get the expansion of the steam. Along with this, as we can see from this, the condition of steam is continuously getting wet. What is wet? That means the dryness fraction is decreasing from 1 to this point. What is dryness fraction? Dryness fraction is the amount of steam and wetness fraction is the amount of water. So that means there is this particular region has a two-phase system. Two-phase means there is steam and there is water. Where has water come from? Water comes from the condensation. So that means during this flow, condensation takes place along with the expansion of steam. But as we know that condensation is a process which requires phase change, and phase change takes some time because the phase change is a process which involves heat transfer. Heat transfer will take some time, and due to the very high speed of the steam during this flow, the condensation is unable to maintain the pace with the expansion of steam, and hence the condensation lags behind or it is delayed. This is experimentally observed, and it is also observed that this expansion could not maintain this condensation cannot maintain its pace till a point which is approximately 0.96 to 0.97 dryness fraction, and the locus of such points for all the pressure is drawn by this line which is known as Wilson line. So at this condition, the condensation suddenly takes place. We can see it from here. At this point, the condensation, this is Wilson's line. At this point, the condensation suddenly takes place and the equilibrium is maintained. What kind of equilibrium? Equilibrium is the expansion undergoes along with the required condensation. So at this point, the condensation suddenly happens, and then from this point to the rest of the process, the equilibrium is maintained. But the flow in this region is said to be metastable or supersaturated flow till the Wilson's line. Now, from the supersaturated flow, we can see that the process would have been 1, 2, the 3 would have been here. So, and the actual condition is due to the supersaturated flow. So due to the supersaturation or metastable flow, what happens is the dryness fraction of this steam at exit increases. Fine. So that means the quality of steam at exit is improved. But it also shows that the heat drop which would have been at this point would have been higher as compared to the actual condition which is at 3. So that means the heat drop is reduced due to the metastable flow. Another thing which has changed will be the mass flow rate is found to increase by 2 to 5%, which is due to the increased density at the throat of the nozzle, which is due to the accumulation. Now, the degree of saturation is a term which is the ratio of the saturation pressures corresponding to the temperatures of states in the stable equilibrium and the metastable equilibrium. So the original process is this till 2 dash, and the ideal process would have been 1 to 2. So the saturation pressure at this point divided by the saturation pressure at this point gives the degree of supersaturation, and this is always greater than 1. Then degree of undercooling is the difference of the temperatures saturation temperatures at the stable equilibrium and at the metastable state. So it is T saturation at point 2 minus T saturation at point 2 dash. So this is all about supersaturation or metastable flow of steam through the nozzle. Thank you so much. We'll discuss another numerical of the nozzles in the next video.